Hello, we are from group 9. We are gonna presenting about the discussion of how knowledge of linguistics can contribute to your future as an English teacher language.
Hi, I'm Abdullah Hilmi. Language is the thread that connects humanity uh, with everyone across all the cultures. Us, as educators, by understanding the linguistics of the language, will give us the tools to become better language instructors. When we grasp linguistic principles, we, as instructors and educators, can better understand how our students learn and use the language, and this particular knowledge will also helps us in teaching vocabulary more effectively while also explaining the grammar concepts clearly and more concise. As we are to provide targeted feedback on errors, and this ultimately enhances our students' ability in expressing themselves. In essence, linguistics isn't just theoretical knowledge; it's a practical wisdom that makes us more effective in the classroom. So, in the properties of human language and the sentence formation, there are so many aspects and factors that we can explore in what makes a human language unique and how the sentences are constructed. Firstly, the human language has several key properties, which is arbitrariness is one of them. As Hackett noted in 1960, it means there's no logical connection between words and their meanings. As the sample, as an example given by Hackett, the word cat could just as easily be mop or any other sound combination. The second one will be the productivity aspects, which Chomsky highlighted in his 1965 work, is our ability to create infinite expressions from a finite set of elements, which are words and rules. On top of that will be the displacement aspect, which, according to Hackett and Altman's 1968 research, it allows us to discuss things even though not present, past events, or even future plans, or even hypothetical situations. Next will be the sentence formation, in which Radford's 2009 work shows us that English, especially and typically, follows a subject-verb-object structure, and this particular pattern provides the foundation for all English sentences. While Pinker's 1994 research reveals the fascinating balance between rigid grammatical rules and creative expressions within those constraints. And last but not least, as Alice demonstrated in 2003, by understanding these structures would be and would have a direct application in our teaching and practice, as it will help us in guiding the students toward more effective expression. This linguistic knowledge will transform in how we approach our teaching experience and how we provide the teaching instruction in the language that we are teaching in our classrooms, which will make us more intentional and more effective, especially as educators.
Hi, my name is Nuratika binti Hassan. Through our discussion, we have discovered few subsection of linguistic that are useful for our future role as an English teacher. The first one is syntax and semantics. Syntax refer to grammatical rules, and semantic refers to the meaning of sentence that focuses on the meaning of words, phrases, and sentence. I believe a deep understanding of syntax and semantic as a teacher will help me to convey the English language better. The other subsection of linguistic that we have discussed is error analysis. Error analysis is a method of examining mistakes and error from the learners. It primarily focuses on analyzing errors made by the language learners in their spoken or written language samples. And next is critical period hypothesis. In critical period hypothesis, CPH, it's stated that we will not be able to develop the language if we are not exposed to the language earlier. The common period for CPH is from 2 years old until puberty. The hypothesis implies that acquiring a new language after this critical period will be more difficult and less successful. The next one is individual differences. I have learned that individual differences have been divided into 3 sections. The first one is language aptitude. It means that the ability someone to learn the language. Some people might have higher language aptitude compared to the others. Number 2 is motivation. The stronger motivation leads to successful second language acquisitions. And of course, motivation is influenced by many factors, such as parents, teachers, the surroundings, and so on. And then the third one is language anxiety. The higher language anxiety in the students, the poorer and the slower of their second language acquisition. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Language change refer to the evolution or changing of a language over the time that may be influenced by social, cultural, and linguistics. First, social and cultural influence, where the rise of social media has become one of the cause new words and expressions are being used in daily language, like chillax, where the words are commonly used nowadays, especially among the younger generation. Second, contact with other languages, where some of the words are used in daily life are borrowed from another language, like in Malay, almari, but in Portuguese, armario, which both of these words mean cupboard. Generational shift, exposure of new slang, where the words are being used a lot by the younger generation, especially when they talk to each other, like gila cool, which means totally amazing. They use this instead of sangat hebat. Simplification and efficiency, where the grammar of a word being changed according to the time complex word, it become more simple and easy to use, like saya tidak ambil peduli to ada aku kisah in Malay. Technological and scientific advancement, there are certain words found, new discoveries and inventions also being used commonly nowadays, like e-wallet, which means e-dompet or electronic dompet. That's as for creation theory of second language acquisition, SLA, where he introduced us 5 keys of hypotheses that explain the different aspects in learning a language. First, the acquisition learning hypothesis, where by picking up the language in 2 ways, whether natural process or conscious learning. Second is the monitor hypothesis, where we aware of the grammar and correct some of the grammatical errors on the spot, but over relying it slow down the communication. The natural order hypothesis implies that regardless of their home language, learners pick up linguistic patterns in a regular order. Next is the input hypothesis, where it focuses on the ability to learners to understand the context and meaning of the input naturally. Lastly, affective filter hypothesis. It tells that the effect of emotion like anxiety, lack of confidence, and low motivation impact on learners' ability to learning the language efficiently, unlike the positive environment. So, in conclusion, by learning all these linguistic, it will help the teachers know how to moderate the classroom and create a new environment. Also, we attract the student to learning the new language. That's all from me. Thank you.